'cause you can't, you won't, and you don't stop. Or when you can't, you won't, and you don't stop. Might be coming down for sure.
Okay, so the final area of scope of authority that we're going to deal with is authority by ratification. Now, this might sound like a bit of a strange one, and I kind of have to explain why it's important after we explain what it is. So, this situation occurs where an agent doesn't have authority when they enter a deal. But then later, the principal says, actually, that's a good deal, I agree to it. And so they ratify the deal. And you're probably sitting there going, oh man, well, if they agree to it, what's the problem? Like, when would this ever be a problem? And so it can be a problem, for instance, maybe when the third party wants to get out of the contract, because it's a problem of timing. Let me draw a little diagram to help us think about this. Bolton Partners and Lambert, I won't go through the details of that case, but essentially we're dealing with a situation where events occur, right? And so the agent makes an agreement. The agent makes an agreement with the third party at this point in time, at time zero. And at this point, they have no authority to make the deal, right? So when they make the deal, they don't have authority. Then let's just say the third party decides they want to sell it to someone else, right? Then the principal ratifies. They find out about the deal and say, yeah, that's a great deal, actually. I'm going to ratify this deal here. And then the third party tries to get out of the deal. Okay, so can you see how if this deal isn't live, the third party is free to agree or not because there's no real contract here, right? If there's no agreement with the principal here because there was no authority, then the third party can sell to whoever they want through here. But what happens with ratification is the principal ratifies this deal, and it's as if the contract occurred back here, which then means the third party is not allowed to enter the contract with anyone else because they've already sold it to the principal. So even though the ratification occurs physically after they decide that they don't want to do the deal, the timing is such it goes back to the original negotiation with the agent. That's why ratification is important. It fundamentally changes the timing of the deal. The deal doesn't occur when the principal ratifies it. The deal occurs when the agent actually entered the deal. Okay, that's an absolutely fundamental area of agency and probably the most important area of agency and one of the hardest to get across, particularly apparent authority. Scope of authority. Remember that there are different ways that you can get authority. Express, implied, apparent, and ratification are the key ones we concentrate on in this particular module. What we're going to do now is move on quite briefly to look at the main duties and entitlements of an agent.